And I'm back with more Dual Destinies. And it is time to finish the Turnabout Academy trial. First, I gotta talk to you. So I think this will take about 3 videos. A couple for you. And then another big one for the final bit. Were you able to sleep last night? Huh? Sleep. Sure, I slept. Grand total of 0 hours. Huh? Guten Morgen, you two. Look like you're ready to put on a real show. But before you do, I've got a good luck gift for you. The voice print analysis came back, and the results couldn't be more clear. The voice in the mock trial video and the tape recording are one and the same. In other words, the recording's a fabrication. The lab is continuing their study of the tape. So far, they've found signs of overdubbing. But it's going to take a bit longer to recover the audio that was erased. Huh? Who's there? Wait! Did you see who it was? No. I got a quick look, but they got away. I think it might have been you. I bet he was eavesdropping. I wonder if he saw our hand. Oh, I'm sure he wasn't the only one just now. I bet Robin and Box Girl were listening in too. I'll make sure they don't make a run for it. That's my final gift for you. Okay, all that's left now is to reach out for the truth. What is this, Persona 4? Time for a mini Chords of Steel workout. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Your turn. I'm Athena Sykes, and I'm fine. I'm gonna get so used to screaming once you see what I'm up against later. Forgive me if I clip my microphone, but I'm gonna. I try my best not to, and good thing about a microphone like this thing, it's barely noticeable, but it still clicks and clips, but, you know, shit happens. Anyway, court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods. Sykes Brigade is totally psyched. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready as well, isn't that right, Prosecutor Blackwell? Yes, well, moving right along, yesterday's adjournment was unexpected yet necessary. But I'll be running a tight ship today, so no funny business from anybody. Your boldness. Robin Newman and Hugh O'Conner have recanted their confessions. But later I shall grill them at their leisure, or at leisure to find out whether I can charge them with perjury. Well, this sure complicates matters. Still, one must not overlook the facts. About that school camera photo that was submitted yesterday. A pity, but that evidence is no longer relevant to this case. The Artrum clock runs fast. It cannot function as an accurate measure of time. As for that bungling detective who overlooked that, he is paying for his failure as we speak. Poor Fulbright. I hope he returns to work with all his body parts intact. But if that's the case, then what will we? The accused is the sole person who could have moved the body from the art room to the stage. And I mean to prove it here this day. It's just like Detective Fulbright said. But what else does he have up his sleeve? My understanding of this heinous crime is thus. The murder took place in the center of the art room, as evidenced by the bloodstain. Blood was also found on some pottery near the window by the maintenance area, which is to say the body was carried over to that very window. From there, it was dropped down to the maintenance area below, and though there was nary a scratch on the body aside from the fatal wound, that too was per the script. A high-jump mat was employed to cushion the fall. Then a ball cart was used to haul the body over to the stage. It's not very clever. I mean, it's the same exact body-moving scheme as the script. Anyone could have moved the body that way. Your propensity to spew forth words before you think is not very clever either. Why, you? Moreover, the prosecution has a witness, which is most unfortunate for you. Witness! It is time for you to come forth. Oh boy. Here goes. Well then, will the witness please state his name and occupation? Hugh O'Conner. I'm a senior at Themis Legal Academy and I'm studying to be a lawyer. Yesterday I told the lawyer that I would testify to the truth. So I intend to cooperate fully in today's trial. Happy now? What's he up to? The court appreciates your cooperation. Your testimony, please. The lecture hall was packed before the mock trial, but the rest of the campus was empty. That's when I saw Juniper dragging a large mat from behind the stage. I was watching her from a vantage point between the stage and the maintenance area. She was heading towards me, so I assumed she was on her way to the maintenance area. But I didn't have time to stand around and see what else she did after that. Real truth hurts so much, doesn't it? Or maybe you thought I was going to bring up something else entirely against your client. Or something else entirely up against your client. Never a snappy comeback when I need one. He's coming straight at us today using any means possible. To protect the student who'd climb up them high when sitting on the stage, a mat was brought over to the stage from the storehouse. Our client is the student council president. What's wrong with her taking it upon herself to put the mat away after they'd used it? Objection! Oh, there's plenty wrong. But there is but one mat in the entire school that could cushion a fall from such lofty heights. Ergo, the mat in question was indispensable for moving the body. It sucks to be the last to know everything. I think I get it now. Those drag marks we saw behind the stage were made by the mat. If only the mat of that thickness were where the body is assumed to have been dropped, it would be hard to deny a possible link to the case. We're off to a bad start again. You sure you're okay? It's game on, you! Game on! I'm gonna turn your arrogant, perfect score grin into a teary-eyed frown of failure.
Objection!
So, you saw the back of the stage from between the stage and the maintenance area? Well, let's take a look at this photo taken by Miss Scuttlebutt, shall we? Photo shows the students setting up the stage the day before the mock trial. You see that big construction screen on the right of the stage in the background? Why, yes. In fact, there are a bunch of them next to my house until a few days ago. It was so noisy behind there, I couldn't take a peek. Oh, and how it piqued my interest. Exactly. You cannot see past such screens, that's their purpose. Now let's see. How exactly was the screen positioned again? Aha! Since it was to the right of the stage, it should be right here. And from this vantage point, the witness claims to have seen our client from behind the stage backdrop. Oh my! But the screen would have been completely in the way. That's right. Therefore, the witness couldn't have possibly seen our client from that point. Bop! I love it. That bow just bonk. Order! Order! Mr. O'Conner, have you been lying to this court? Is this screen? Right. It must have slipped my mind. You telling me you, Mr. Genius, forgot something literally as big as that? There are two kinds of memory lapses. The normal kind you mouth breathers have, and the genius level lapses of memory that people like me have. Why don't you just admit that it was a normal, everyday brain fart? Will the witness now please restate his memories, or restate what he remembers minus the lapse of memory? That's easy. I was on the other side of the screen. In other words, I witnessed Juniper from the stage side of the screen. Objection! I'm just checking. There's a lot of... You were testifying that our client was behind the stage. But need I remind this court, the back of the stage is not visible from the front. To actually see our client behind the stage from the stage side of the screen, the witness himself would also have to be in the same area behind the stage. But in that case, our client would have definitely seen Mr. O'Conner. Bop! Nice one. Keep it up.
Objection!
Uh-oh. All right, golden boy. Is this not your chance? Telling the truth will be like a weight lifted from your chest. Truth? What truth? The fact that Golden Boy here was where he initially stated. That is to say, he was between the maintenance area and the stage. But then the screen would have blocked his view. On the ground, yes. His view would have been blocked indeed. But consider how smoke always wants to rise up high. Athena, look at the photo again. Do you think? Something on the other side of the screen? Something high enough to see the stage. No way! Is Crane right here? I don't remember seeing a crane there on the day of the mock trial. Me neither, but it's probably safe to assume it was moved before you found the body. That's far enough, Prosecutor Blackwell. Remember, you promised! Ah, crap. I recall making no such promises. It was you who came blubbering to me about keeping quiet in exchange for information. Nyeh. What's all this about? A promise? Is this about whatever Blackwell's using against him? What's it got to do with the crane? Golden Boy did not go up in the crane for fun. He was working part-time as a crane operator within school grounds. What? Do you mean to tell me a high school student was operating a crane? The witness... I object to that last statement! There's no proof I ever operated it! Actually, there just might be something to that proves you did. What? If this whole part-time job thing is true, I doubt it would be limited to a single day. You were probably working at the same site the previous day, too. Is this what you're thinking of? Yeah, as the court can see, this photo captured the crane operator. And if you look carefully, he bears a definite resemblance. Are you serious? This is ridiculous! I forget if what they're trying to go for is the whole Japanese students can't have part-time jobs thing, or at least it's frowned upon sort of thing. I forget if this is what they're going for, but they'll explain why this is. Actually, no, this has more to do with Hugh's situation than anything, I'm guessing. How very interesting. Let's ascertain whether this is as ridiculous as the witness maintains. The defense agrees with the prosecution. Let's bring the facts to light. That's all very well and good, but just how do you propose to do that? The person in the photo has one really distinguishing feature. I'm not 100% sure, but it's at least worth a try. We can clearly identify the person by examining his neck. The figure in the photo is wearing a very unique object around his neck. Why, yes! You can see it right there. Are you saying you mean to? Mr. O'Connor's neck is almost entirely concealed by his tall collar. But that's exactly why I believe this warrants further examination. Not a chance! That'd be a blatant violation of my privacy! You are a disgrace. Now start buttoning that collar before I take it. Before I hack it off. Yeah, what's the big deal? Let's see your neck! Guess I have no choice. What the? Oh my. Where did you buy that, if I might ask? I did buy it. It's handmade. There's only one like it in the world. Well, it sure looks like the neckband in the photo. Should we have it analyzed? You're one irritating lady. Fine, I admit it. I work part-time construction job. It has nothing to do with our school. Operating heavy equipment's no big deal for a guy who can parallel park one-handed. But I never expected one of my jobs would take me to my own school. But when you factor in all the required tests and apprenticeship periods, wouldn't you have to be at least 20 to have a license or operating a crane? Oh, about that. You see, I'm a genius, so...
Objection!
Let's dispense with this inane charade, golden boy. No! Don't! High school seniors are 19 at most. Thus they fail to complete the requirements. But that does not apply to you. Does it, Mr. O'Conner? Wait, why doesn't it apply? He's a senior, so he's around that age, right? No, don't, please! Actually, Golden Boy here is 25. He took a 7-year break from school. Wait, come again? Take a gander at the official school enrollment documentation. 'Tis all right there. 25? You mean he's older than me? A 25-year-old high school student? Yeah, a 7-year break. 7 years. That's just one thing to say. There are two kinds of 7-year breaks. The ordinary kind that you mouth breathers take, and the genius kind people like me take. But a genius would quickly become a chore for his... Wait, but a genius would quickly become a chore for a 7... Wait, what? I think you have that backwards. Even geniuses make mistakes. I just happened to make mine only 7 years in a row. Only you could get away with using only like that. Enough of this jibber-jabber. Suffice to say, the witness was up in the crane when he witnessed the accused dragging the mat. The accused realized all she needed to move the body immediately. She readied all she needed to move the body immediately prior to doing so. That much is clear. I see no need to deliberate the matter further. Considering the body was moved in the same manner as the script, I find ambulances annoying. I find Prosecutor Blackwell's claim to be quite persuasive. Does the defense care to dissuade me? As long as a mat was used to move the body, Juniper's gonna be under suspicion. Athena, I just thought of something. What was you doing in the crane before the mock trial? Couldn't have been on the job at the time. I mean, he was waiting for the trial to start. When was he in the crane? Wait, you don't think... Your Honor! Yes, Miss Sykes? I got it! I've got an amazing idea that will turn the prosecution's claim on its head. Little conjectures never stopped us before. Interesting. Mr. O'Conner, you were using the crane to move the body. The body was just like it was in the script, so it must have been moved like in the script, too. At least, that's what the prosecution believes. It's how simplistic, even foolish. Those are pretty strong words, Athena. You sure about this? Witness is a licensed crane operator. Could have used it to move the body.
Objection!
Well, Golden Boy, care to chime in? I intend to say no more of the matter. Save that this does not bode well for you. Wait, he's on my side? Or is this another trap? Watch this! I could use a bow and arrow one-handed. Oh, that's a crazy level of dexterity. I can even drive a crane with one hand. That's easy. But operating the crane itself is so complex it requires both hands. I would have the cord look at this. Another ambulance. Good God. 1 second. Okay, shut up for a second. Okay, good. Maybe we're good. Oh, please tell me that's a ketchup stain. You wish. You wish. My hand was injured and required surgery. That's the reason I kept my hand in my pocket all this time. I have already verified this with the hospital treatment. It's quite a nasty wound, they say. So, how did you hurt it? I see no need to discuss that. It's got no relevance to the case. 2 hands are required to operate complex machinery such as a crane. Ergo, on the day of the trial, the witness was incapable of moving the body by crane. I planned on to move the crane the night before the mock trial, but then I got injured. Wanting to keep my part-time job a secret, I had to do it just before the mock trial instead. Here I thought this was the big break we were looking for. Now that the defense's sophistries laid bare, I would have the court recall my claim. The body was dropped out of a 3rd-floor window to a mat near the maintenance area. Then a ball cart was used to move it to the stage. See, I've been paying attention. Well done, your boldness. Now consider this. The accused was seen dragging the mat. Ergo, it was she that moved the body. I think you were on the right track, Athena. You do? Juniper remains the prime suspect if we assume the body was moved per her script. So as the defense, you gotta figure out how else the body could have been moved. But... has he told me to think of another way? Miss Sykes, if you have a counter-argument, the court would love to hear it. And if you do not, it's time for the verdict. Is it correct, your boldness?
Objection!
No! Not yet! All I have to do is show that the body wasn't moved like in the script, right? Well, that would show that the mat has nothing to do with the case. There is a sword of great renown that cuts down sophistical lawyers. Its name is Evidence. You don't scare me. Force a smile, you can do it. What's wrong with your face? It's a weird mix of terror and a creepy grin. Just focus on how the body could have been moved without it being dropped. How could anyone lower? How could anyone lower it without dropping it? It's not like it could fly. Well, maybe it could. After all, there is a way to zip between the art room and the stage. Someone could have easily used that thing! Oh, yes, of course. Miss Sykes, the court would like to hear what you have for us. All I have to do is show the tiniest shred of a possibility. The mat and ball cart weren't used to move the body. This is what was.
Take that!
The key here is the thing that ties the art room and the stage together. Might I propose an idea? It might do you well to tie your lips together, lest you further expose your ignorance. This isn't exactly the time for black comedy, Blackwell. Anyway, court will recall the wire in which the school banner was hung. That wire was strung between the art room and the stage, which allowed students to run or reel in the school banner from the art room. The body could have easily been lowered through the stage via this wire.
Objection!
Spare me your armchair theories. This wasn't some kind of high wire act. The body surely would have fallen. Yet there were no signs of blunt force trauma.
Objection!
Oh, you surprised me. Didn't actually think I failed to account for that. I'm sure that's exactly what he thought. When we investigated the stage yesterday, the bottom part of the school banner had been tied into a pouch-like shape. And pouches are used for carrying things. What do you think this one was carrying? Well, go on, please explain. The body was bundled into the pouch-like section of the banner and sent down the wire. The body would have been down on that stage in a flash, and there'd be no need for a mat. I've heard the phrase carrying the banner, but the banner was doing the carrying.
Objection!
I have no patience for you and your cheap party tricks. Your claim is as shaky as a corpse performing an absurd high wire act. If you have an actual objection, just come out and say it. I trust you recall the bloodstains left in the art room pottery. If the wire had been used to move the body, it would be via the window above the quad, the one with the winch. However, the bloodstained pottery was near the window above the maintenance area. Ergo, the wire and banner had not at all to do with this case. Oh, bloodstained pottery. I remember that. I don't look good. Go back to the mat theory if you don't do something. Well, Miss Sykes, I hope you have something better this time than the circus act. If my wire theory's true, then the blood on the pottery must have been... It maybe is not the victim's blood. Did the police check to see where the blood from the pottery came from? Shame on you, Sykes, don't. Have a little respect for the constabulary. I got that right. Didn't I? Constabulary? Words! God damn it. Uh-oh. full, Bright. Looks like they didn't check it. Don't let it get you down, Black Quill. Everyone makes mistakes. Spare me your cheek. We will know either way. We will know not either way until tests are run. True, but in the meantime, I'm going to press my claim as far as I can. Your boldness. I demand that the blood on the pottery be analyzed this instant. Of course, it shouldn't take long to get the results back. That was quick. History if it turns out to be the victim's blood. Please, please let it be someone else's. Seems the blood was not from the victim. What? Furthermore, a comparison with other parties involved with this case reveals that the blood belongs to one Hugh O'Conner. Score! Uh-oh. Your Honor, as we saw earlier, the witness's left hand suffered a serious injury. He sustained the wound in a struggle with the victim, and blood got on the pottery. Then Junie saw his blood-stained hands as they passed each other in the first floor hall. The only explanation that covers everything.
Objection!
There's but one way now to turn aside her blade, but do not cast the blame on me. Your grudge is with Sykes Dono, for it is she who forces me to expose your secret. Fine, whatever. How much dirt does he have on this guy? The court will observe this odd-looking envelope. It was inside this that Miriam's Scuttlebutt's script was found. Miss Scuttlebutt's... But didn't the prosecution already claim that this envelope is the one that contains her script? Circumstances have changed. You see, Golden Boy had this hidden from us all. Let's see here. My word! Talk about the world's most painful paper cut! Indeed, you can clearly see that if this envelope is not opened correctly, a powerful spring-loaded blade will shoot forth, leaving a horrible gash on the hand. The only one who had been told of the correct way to open it was Constance Court. Yeesh. Miriam wasn't kidding when she said that. The blood on the blade is the witness's. Our genius here tried to sneak a peek at the wrong script and paid for his foolishness. Ow! This guy's the worst genius I've ever seen. Don't worry, Athena. The wound isn't that deep, but we still got the wire theory. Yeah, I got it. Since the blood on the window overlooking the maintenance area isn't the victim's, there's no longer any basis for denying the body was moved using wire and banner. Therefore, the defense once again asserts just that. Smug son of a bitch. You call yourself a lawyer? Don't you see the glaring contradiction in your thinking? Huh? The court would like to remind the witness that his role is not to point out... And you, how can you adhere to such outdated beliefs? But whatever. It seems you've forgotten that two statues were on stage directly below the wire. A body sent sliding down the wire would have crashed into him. Care to explain that away? Why, I believe he's right. The statues and the wire were extremely close together. So the body would have collided with the statues? What if they did collide? Wait, that's it? Speaking of the statues, Still don't know how they were broken. But if we assume the body crashed into them, then that would also explain that loud sound we heard while we were in the waiting room. Now that you mention it, you and Mr. Wright were out to the stage when you went out to the stage when you heard that sound.
Objection!
Right? Interesting. How very interesting. But may I ask you just one question? When was it you heard said sound? It was a little after the mock trial started. Mr. Wright and I were practically bored to tears in the waiting room when... Ow! Precisely. If the sound you heard did happen while the body was being moved, then that would place it during the mock trial. Which means the body wouldn't have been there before the mock trial started. You see, right before the mock trial started, I saw the body. I keep forgetting those are flashbacks. I don't have to do those. Anyway, he said he saw the body before the mock trial, so then my claim that the body was moved during it doesn't hold water. Stupid contradiction. It's gonna get me in our case killed. The focus was on just 3 suspects because the body was moved before the mock trial. That has been the major premise so far. Your assertion therefore contradicts the very foundation of this case. Both sides still lack incontrovertible evidence. So should we not also treat Golden Boy's testimony with some level of suspicion? Good point. Wait, Prosecutor Blackwell's on our side? I bet he figured out the truth behind this. Well, great. As long as he's not up to something else. The statues really were broken when the body hit them. And Hugh's statement about seeing the body before the mock trial is a big fat lie. Okay, Mr. O'Conner. Let's get to the bottom of this contradiction about when you saw the body. Look me straight in the eye and repeat your statement. Like I said before, before the mock trial, the body was... You know... I shall only say this once, Golden Boy. You'd best tell the truth, and do it now. That is, if your head wishes to enjoy the continued companionship of your body. Now out with it! Did you truly witness the body? Or were you just lying about it? Well, which is it? You what? I never saw the body! Are you sure about that? Lie to this court again and I'll charge you with perjury. There was no body on the stage. I've been lying about it this whole time. I'm sorry. Yes, we've exposed this big lie for what it is. Why would he lie about it to begin with? Order! The base premise that the body was moved before the mock trial has been overturned. I imagine this has an impact on both the defense and prosecution's case. I think this is a good kind of halfway point in this part of the thing. So what I'm going to do... I'm going to take a break here. Rest my voice a little bit. And get right back to it. But we're finishing this case in this set of recordings, trust me. So, ooh, we're doing Mood Matrix. Yes, I love it. So that's something we have to look forward to next time. Yay!